So typically streams are transporting along all of the material that's available to them, but sometimes there can be too much material and material is temporarily deposited inside the channel of the stream. So let's take a look at what this deposition looks like. This is one example here. It's called a sandbar. And the sandbar would actually be building from the bottom of the river channel. And there's just so much sand here at this particular time that it actually sticks up above the water level. This could be because of an event like a flooding event where all of a sudden a lot of sand was introduced into the stream, or maybe just be draining through an area where there's a lot of sand available to it. It just has more sandy material than it can move along at one particular time. So these sandbars can sometimes develop within streams. They're typically unsafe places to hang out because they don't often always last for very long. So you might not want to camp there, or definitely probably would not want to build anything there because these sandbars can be quite temporary. If we're in an area where a lot of gravel is introduced into a stream, we can get something developed right in the channel of the stream called a gravel bar, G-R-A-V-E-L bar. And this would be an area where a lot of coarse material is being supplied in some reason to the stream, and the stream just doesn't currently have enough velocity to move all of this stuff downstream. This can especially happen in areas where glaciers enter into a stream. The glacier is pushing all this gravel in front of it, and the river or stream can't move all of that. So it just deposits this as a pile in its channel until it has the energy available to it to move this along. So this will once again be an example of a gravel bar that has been deposited at the base of a stream channel. And of course, over time, back to sandbars here, right? We can have more than one sandbar deposited in a river. And this just indicates that there's just more material that can be moved along by the stream at that time. But sometimes we can get into situations where there's so much sand available that the river actually forms this kind of braided pattern where it divides, it comes together again. This would all be its channel here, all of this kind of lightish colored area here, but it's almost being choked off by sand to the extent that it has to form these little channels through the sand itself instead of through the base of the river channel in order to try to move all of this material apart. When we get this many sandbars develop in a stream, or just this volume of sand in a stream channel where the water in the stream is actually just moving along the top of the sand in that channel, we call that a braided stream. So just like hair is braided or challah bread is braided, this is an example of a braided stream, B-R-A-I-D-E-D. And it just indicates there's a real glut of sand in the stream, so much so that the river is incapable of moving it along and just kind of forming these channels that come back together and come back apart at the top of that sand.